Good evening, this is 4046. Today, or this evening should I say, I'm going to talk about stress. I do look a little bit sunburned, but that is just generally because we're in the middle of a really hot and humid summer. I definitely think climate change is a very real thing. It's finally cooled down enough to be able to sit in my living room because I get a lot of sun come through my living room, and it heats it up. It's like a greenhouse more or less in here because of the position of my flat in relation to the sun. Anyhow, today's episode is about stress. Welcome to my channel. Please like, but also please subscribe. I thank you for the most recent subscriber I've acquired. Very much appreciate your support and the support of the rest of my subscribers that keep this channel growing, and I like to create more and more content for you. Stress is caused by all sorts of different things. For example, stress can be caused by moving house. I had to wait an exceptionally long time to move. Luckily for me, before the events of 2020 fully kicked off, because I can't say the word because otherwise this video won't be allowed on, but you can know what I'm talking about. That caused the housing market to just stop, whereas I got in here just before that happened, so I was very lucky. I wasn't in limbo. I moved in here in January 2020, and by March 2020, as you know, worldwide that thing happened and pretty much shut everything down. Also, I was due to go to Transylvania, and obviously with the restrictions and everything, I couldn't do that. Now, one thing that does cause me stress is since then I've not been able to go on holiday, but that's a very minor thing. Hopefully next year be able to sort that out and take a holiday away, travel abroad again. Holidays definitely broaden the mind. Those can relieve stress as well. So that's another thing. Stress can be caused by all sorts of things. There is a list of the most stressful things, and one of them is moving house, another one is divorce, another one is searching for another job or going to a job interview. All those things, I'm sure, with the exception of things like a divorce, you have experienced over time. I'm sure many of you could tell me for hours about the trials and tribulations of adult life relating to things that cause stress. Now, stress can be dealt with. The problems with stress is if you suffer from anxiety, see my video about anxiety, those are not good bedfellows. They are pretty bad. If you can solve one or alleviate one, the other one will follow, if that makes sense. Also, not just that, but if you have something called depression, that can also have an impact on it. And then having all three, my goodness, that's something entirely, something you can't plan for. My most major stress I've ever had in my entire life was caused by a manager in my last job. He terrorised me every single day. There was very little I could do about it to get out of the situation, because some people would say, well, you know, try and get another job. Well, at the time, I eventually did manage to get another job, but I had to put up with his reign of his regime for 18 months. In that 18 months, that caused me to have high blood pressure. I permanently have hypertension now because of him. The great thing is I'm not exposed to that terrible human being anymore, but even 8.5 years later, he should never have been a general manager. He's very unprofessional, extremely unprofessional. I'm not going to mention his name because that just lends credence. This person, with luck, what goes around comes around. Unfortunately, he has left me permanently with hypertension. I don't think it'll ever be solved, but at least I understand what it is and what I can do. The problem is it can cause such things as cardiac arrest and high blood pressure, also strokes as well. So please be aware, if you're suffering and you think that you're exhibiting some signs, because there is charts that can tell you what these things are, then please seek out a medical professional, because you can manage it at least. We have something called the British Heart Foundation. Unfortunately, I haven't got a booklet with me at the moment because this is a bit on the fly, so forgive me. You can modify your diet to help alleviate such things, because these things could lead you to a premature time on this world. Salt, for example, is quite a thing that if you reduce it down, that can make quite a difference. Eating lots of antioxidant food or fruits and veg, etc., can help issues. Also, in the more serious cases like mine, there are meds for it, so it's not untreatable, it's fully treatable, but it is an end result of stress. Before you can even get there, another thing I would suggest, which does help alleviate and at the same time sort of reduces anxiety, is exercise. I was a member of a gym. I used to do many hours of being in said gym, doing a lot of cardio work, and after it I felt a lot better in myself, because it releases feel-good endorphins into your body. Even just a little, as much exercise as you can manage, rather than and don't overdo it, because that's also not good for your body, and it can cause all sorts of complications. But stress is different for everybody. This is what stress did to me. However, I realised that stress and finally did something about it, and continually doing something about it every day. Even trying to identify things that can cause stress and trying to avoid stress. It's different for everybody. I mean, even talking about it helps, because due to that terrible person's abuse of me, I had counselling and managed to put to bed some of that stuff, because it was still, because I've never really talked about it and what he did, I never contained it, and that can cause you stress in its own right, a bit like a pressure cooker that could go up at any time. So that's not good for you or for me or for anybody, to be fair. I mean, also, if you get angry and stressed at the same time, that's not a good combination. It's not good. It's quite a bit of stress on your body. I mean, in conclusion, I think that if you can use anything that I've learned from stress in your own situations, and it helps you to feel less so, then use all what I suggest. The for this country, we've got the British Heart Foundation, but I suspect other countries have got equivalents of internet websites that you can look at for whichever country you're in. Also, thank you for your comments, because your comments I do try to answer. I've been, unfortunately at the moment, working a lot, a hell of a lot. I've even worked today, working a lot at the moment, so I do apologise if I don't get my my comments. I will reply to every comment that I get, and I do appreciate the support, the likes and everything, and thank you to my newest subscriber. Thank you very much. This is 4046 out. Have a great day wherever you are, whenever you are, and please like and subscribe.